Okay, yeah. So if everyone wants to just mute up, let's just start chatting. Joni, you want to just kind of introduce yourself and AADAO, and we'll go from there?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, welcome. Glad you're here. It's actually exciting to be like part of like almost like a little bit of a metaverse assembly for Cosmos
Yeah.
community and Passage. But yeah, my name is Joni, also known as Curious J. I'm one of the core contributors at AADAO, and yeah, our mandate is essentially driving value to Atom, whether it's in the forms of grants, marketing, or even venture grants this year. And part of that was working with Lex and Passage to basically get Atom as relevant as it possible in the metaverse, right? And Passage is one of
Yes.
those few projects that has a lot of potential. I've been personally a supporter since Strange Clan days, many years ago, 3 years ago
OG.
now, Lex. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
so
2022.
yeah, so we had a chance to collaborate, and part of this is, a grant to make Atom the IBC payment solution for in the Passage marketplace, Atom exclusive metaverse assets, and yeah, the Atom metaverse solution in terms of like Cosmoverse events and
Yes.
side events with hosting him on Passage, which I think can potentially get a lot more engagement with a lot of people that can't fly out to these events themselves. So yeah, excited to have everybody on here and just chat.
Yep. Heck yeah. Absolutely. No, it's been really, really cool. I've loved seeing the way that AADAO has just been kind of amplifying a lot of the efforts in the Cosmos blockchain ecosystem. Obviously, that extends beyond Cosmos proper. There's a lot of really cool ways that the interchain ecosystem touches on other blockchains, other communities. So it's been really cool having a chance to collaborate with AADAO in this. And all this week, we're going to be hanging out in Passage doing different talks. So we're going to have basically speakers here from different teams that are either present in Dubai. Joni, are you in Dubai right now?
I am in the Dubai. Yep.
I love it.
It's
I
uh
love
it's
it.
like 1 a.m. here, so I'm a night owl
Oh,
there.
heck yeah, dude. I love it. Yeah, and Joni's telling me he like just got back to the hotel and we're jumping in. Um,
Yeah.
so hustling, man. Yeah, I'd love to hear how things are going out there, but I'm. It is really cool being able to do this. Bring some speakers in who are like already in Dubai, right? But giving them a chance to kind of rep their project in front of the broader Cosmos community. Um, but then also bringing people in who aren't in Dubai. Passage team is currently stuck here in the states, and really excited to be able to kind of collaborate with some other teams, bring people in, have these conversations, and this is really what Passage is all about: is amplifying the things we're doing. Right? It's not a replacement for these physical events. It's not a replacement for anything really. It's really meant to be an amplifier, right, in a lot of ways, and create really strong synergy um, with both the format that we have here. That's a lot of fun. This kind of like feeling face to face in the space, that type of experience. Um, but then also, in terms of how it connects to a physical experience, right? I'm super excited to collaborate with teams, even like the Stream Swap or the uh, uh, with the shoot. Why am I totally blanking on the team behind Stream Swap? BK or somebody help me out.
Omniplex.
Yes, Omniflix.
Omniflix.
I know. I'm doing Sisla and the team dirty over here just because it's the end of the
Yeah,
day
no,
over
you're
here on the East
fine.
Coast. I gotta
I
like,
saw them earlier today, so I have a fresher mind.
oh my goodness, yeah, I love those guys. Um, I gotta like chug the rest of this coffee here. Hmm. But the stuff they're doing, um, with media, being able to mix, media from a live event, streaming live events into Passage, all these things is kind of where we want to go in terms of the overlap between having in-person physical events and being able to amplify or extend that via Passage. So super excited collaborating with the AADAO team. You guys on your side are amplifying so many Cosmos teams. And I feel like it's a really cool opportunity to kind of do that on a number of levels, right? We're able to team up, amplify teams. This is all going to be streamed live to Twitter. I won't call it X. Um, Probably tomorrow. And we'll share clip videos. Like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun experience in terms of being able to bring this to, the rest of the ecosystem. And it's cool because this type of personal content, I mean, it's fun being able to be face to face for one, this kind of pseudo face to face, and have this kind of experience here. But then on the flip side, it really does extend to social media really, really well. Like, there is a really unique presentation of Passage on social, where when people are scrolling through the feed, it just stands out. It's a little bit different, right? People see this and it's like, wait, is that a video game? Like, it causes people to pause. And we've seen that in the numbers, just in terms of how people interact with it. So it is cool to be able to kind of bring those worlds together in terms of like physical events like Cosmoverse, with a space like this. I think it's kind of obvious it's inspired by the Dubai location of Cosmoverse. And yeah, just bringing some worlds together here and partnering up to just kind of amplify the incredible builders in the interchain ecosystem. So super, super stoked. So,
I mean, from my perspective is like the hub never had like one unique identifying product, but what it does have as an ecosystem, and a stronger atom means a stronger ecosystem, vice versa. A stronger ecosystem means a stronger atom, and we want to uh, maximize and amplify the community that we have now that's still resilient, and grow that organically through means of projects like Passage.
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally agree. I really do. It's, even in terms of like how we got our start on Passage, it's a really cool testimony to just kind of like the power of the Cosmos ecosystem. We started getting into blockchain back in late 2021. And it was specifically through Greg Osuri and the Akash team with their decentralized GPU marketplace. Because for me, like what we were thinking about with Passage at the time was, just building a product and all the concerns that come with that. And so the first thing that was top of mind for us was, costs of, hosting these experiences, of getting the hardware and things like that. And so being able to get cheaper hardware because of an open marketplace, like a decentralized marketplace, was huge, right? So we just saw the immediate benefit. That was kind of the draw for me into the Cosmos ecosystem, was just seeing Greg building here, and then just digging a little bit deeper. This was primarily what attracted us to Cosmos, was a very different kind of consumer. So in this space, we've seen people have really just, there is a kind of thoughtfulness or kind of critical examination from the consumers here. Because if you've gotten into the Cosmos ecosystem, if you're digging through blockchains, trying to understand, decentralized ownership or things like that, and you've gotten to Cosmos, it's because you've done some research, right? Like, there's just a different kind of process it takes to get into the ecosystem, to figure it out. And so there's a certain kind of resilience and just thoughtfulness of the consumers in the Cosmos interchain ecosystem. So it's been a really, really cool place to build. And we've seen how the hub, so the Cosmos hub, has been, kind of like the driving force behind the ATOM blockchain, obviously, but then behind the larger interchain growth, right? In terms of pushing interchain volume, in terms of, incentivizing projects across different chains within the interchain. There's been a lot of really cool ways that we've seen ATOM and the hub making that happen firsthand. And then, for us, it all started with the Strange Clan collection. That was kind of our first, that was Passage's first step into the blockchain ecosystem, right? Was selling the Strange Clan assets. And it was cool because we first did that with with ATOM, right? So for those who are present, it was a wild time in the Discord. I saw many people just how quickly a project can grow, how quickly a community can grow. the Discord got wild up into our first auction, which was entirely based in Atom. It was a very, very unique experience, to say the least. And through that, we had a cool opportunity to just like dip our toes into Cosmos and figure out, Atom and the Cosmos ecosystem. So it was cool, really, really fun, kind of head first diving into the ecosystem, and we've never looked back. Just avid cosmonauts since then. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. We've still got folks here who are in that first auction with us, and yeah, I think everyone has that mindset of wanting to support the ecosystem as a whole and seeing really just the opportunity for Cosmos Hub and AADAO to kind of drive that forward. So stoked to be collaborating, and excited to see the different projects we're going to be talking to this week. Who I'd love to hear a little bit more about who you're talking to in Dubai, and just like what have things been like on the ground at Cosmoverse? What are the highlights?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I got here unfortunately a day later than most, so I missed the first event, which was surprisingly a really good one, because Carter from our team presented a case for essentially uniting a direction for the hub. So we brought out like 5 different pathways, like pick a direction, whether it's venture investing, whether it's governance, whether it's IBC, whether it's
Mm,
minimalization, um, because we've noticed that has been like the resounding problem, where there's almost like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many directions being thrown out, too many stuff being churned out at once. It's harder to define a core narrative, right?
yeah,
So like with marketing, it's a little bit easier because you focus on the community, right? And you are growing the community. So no matter the narrative, you're working initiative to at least grow the products that already exist. But yeah, having that presentation was good. Talking to a lot of developers, talking to validators and community members, just trying to get their feedback in terms of what they want to see. Right, ultimately, we want to be the voice of the community because we are community mandated, and yeah, have like a better, more defined goals for next term. Um, Smaller in terms of the scope, but more focused. So that's what our goal is for the hub, at
sick.
least.
I love it. No, I totally agree with that. I think it's difficult because we've seen that phenomenon jumping into passage, where people get in and they look around and they're like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, we could do all these cool things. And I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, 100%. We could. And now we got to figure out what's the one thing we're going to focus on, right? And so it's like, you got to be able to maintain those two things at the same time. You got to be able to maintain, like, uh, I'm going to keep in mind all the wild possibilities that everyone's excited about, but at the same time, being able to showcase a very clear direction for how we're going to move forward, right? Being able to have this set up in such a way that what is the underlying direction. What's going to carry the project, carry the overall value, but at the same time, knowing where you can pick up opportunities along the way, right? So it's tough. It's tough, especially when you have so many different contributors to the Cosmos Hub, so many incredible infrastructure providers, so many different voices, validators, relayers. Um, there's a lot of voices speaking into the issue, and there's only so many people who can kind of bring these things together and create focus. So totally get that. And everyone's gonna have a different perspective in terms of like what's going to win, right? What's going to be that
yeah,
driving force to create traction, to create progress, to create value. Um, but ultimately, yeah, you got to stick to something, right? You'll
yeah,
It's almost better to like pick the wrong thing and focus on it and figure out like, oh nope, this is not it, right? Than to try and focus on
yeah.
10 things, right? Spin your wheels for 6 months, a year, right? And still not make progress. So no, I totally get that.
Small team challenges, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
this
didn't
is an
put two and two
industry that's
together about the connection between you and running on Cosmos. I use the excuse of being old, um, Cosmos was recommended to us as a nonprofit when we were first building the missing pixel infrastructure
That's
for some
cool.
of the things we wanted to do. So it's really nice to hear, actually, the roots of it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, for context, Joni, Tig is he's building like an education platform um, where they're educating like a lot of like kind of underserved youth on like really cool 3D animation, game design pipelines, and so they've been using they are in the closed alpha working towards being able to use Passage for these types of experiences for education and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Really cool application. So, yeah, no, I mean, we're huge Cosmos fans just because for us, you know, blockchain's important because we believe in ownership, right? And being able to create as much um, personal ownership as possible, right? Now, again, people have different tolerances for ownership because ownership also means responsibility, right? It means you've got to, you know, not your keys, not your crypto, right? You've got to suddenly keep track of this technology. But at the same time, you want to give people a spectrum of preference in security versus, or I should say, ownership and security versus flexibility and ease of use, right? Yeah, so blockchain is huge for that, and Cosmos is huge because we just think the interoperability, the ability for to have an independent blockchain built for our specific use case that is still interoperable with a big ecosystem. It's the best of both worlds, right? The best of having your own blockchain, but not being siloed, right? Not being stuck because you've got your own proprietary infrastructure and now you've got to make custom integrations for anybody who you want to collaborate with, right? IBC is the language that allows the blockchains to talk in Cosmos and creates all kind of opportunity for really wild interoperability and collaboration. So yeah, man, we're stoked. We've been Cosmos pilled since 2021. So
Awesome. Cool. Lex, maybe we can talk a little bit about our collaboration here and like what the goal is for us. I know I briefed it, but maybe you can go a little bit deeper on
ATOM in the metaverse. I mean, that's the goal for me. My goal as a faithful cosmonaut really is all about creating opportunity for people to discover Cosmos and ATOM in a fun and exciting way, right? There's a lot of blockchains people would associate with fun and hype, and Cosmos is probably not one of them, unfortunately, right? But it doesn't have to be because
not yet.
Right, exactly. And I want people to come into something like this and be like, wait, this is Cosmos, right? Like, oh, this is IBC, you know? And it's like, heck yeah, right? And giving people the ease of use, giving people something that is easy to jump into but has depth, right? They can kind of dig into the layers over time. And so, you know, they jump into the Cosmos Community Hub, our space-themed world to kind of like promote the Cosmonaut community ecosystem. And they're interacting with the people, they're listening to talks, they're, you know, playing games, things like that. And it's not until they're already involved and enjoying themselves that they are prompted to connect a wallet. It's like, oh, cool, yeah. Now I'm totally ready to connect a wallet and figure that out because I've already put time in, I've already invested, right? I've already had fun. Yeah, I'll go deeper, right? I'll go further down the rabbit hole. Let's do it. But at the same time, giving people options. So like integrations, like we're working with, Zion, working with Zion Chain, and to be able to do like wallet abstraction or blockchain abstraction to make it easier for people to have a on-chain experience that is incredibly low lift within IBC, right? Same thing with router protocol, being able to move liquidity from like Solana to Cosmos seamlessly behind the scenes so that people can interact with their Phantom wallet and their Solana assets, but still interact with the IBC chains. So there's a lot of ways that we want to make that easier for people, but at the same time, the core part of it is also just making it fun, right? Because if it's fun, people will put in the work to figure out what they want to do and, you know, how to have ownership. So yeah, and then what does that look like in this collaboration, right? I mean, first and foremost, just being able to bring Atom into the Passage marketplace. So being able to sell assets exclusively in Atom, to showcase. I mean, for one, it's cool because it's an educational showcase, showing people that, like, yeah, you can buy assets on the Passage marketplace with other IBC tokens, right? Allowing people to see the interoperability. So it's an educational journey as much as anything else. But then also promoting the use of, frankly, the deepest liquidity we have within the Cosmos ecosystem, right? Which is Atom. And then we're going to do some really, really fun promotions together. So, obviously I've seen, we got folks already customizing their little ring color. You can switch the color of your ring on your puck. But frankly, this is a pretty mild customization, right? What we're working on now, that'll be ready soon, during closed alpha, we're going to have a PALS, which is your personal avatar and likeness system. That's our fun little acronym. But an avatar system where you can not only customize, customize different elements of your avatar, swap between different avatars, and it's going to be a progressive journey of allowing people to have ownable on-chain assets that they use to customize their in-world experience, right? Going from, simple customizations to your puck, all the way to being able to swap out to your Strange Clan character or your Wawa character, other things like that. And what we're building are some totally unique customizations for the Cosmonaut community that are going to be exclusively sold in Atom on the marketplace. It's going to be a really, really fun experience because it's going to give people an opportunity to do something that's personal and applicable, right? Like, our goal is to be able to, like, come into hangouts like this where we've got the community, like, live and captive, interacting personally, and then make it personal, right? Give them the ability to flex their Cosmonaut merch, right? Like wearing your Akash t-shirt. I've got an Akash t-shirt that I wear. Yeah, I love that. There you go. Joni's showing off his Akash merch.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of free merch here, so.
Yes, exactly. And it's going to be like that, where it's like people want to rep the things that they're proud of. It's going to be an exclusive thing, so it gives people an opportunity to support the Atom ecosystem and to showcase Cosmos in a fun and interactive way, right? Like, that's really the point of this, and giving people the ability to, when you go into the community hub, when we're doing our hangouts, it's not just educational. There is a really fun personal dynamic to it where you're able to come in and flex your community, right? And we're starting
Will
that
you be
whole...
building that?
What's that?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was curious if you're going to be building that into your plugin, so we can tap into it with
Yes.
blueprints, or okay.
100%. So
Okay.
the goal is, and it's going to be in stages, but the goal is going to be that first we will have basic customizations for the puck, right? And that will just be kind of like a standard set of things. Then we're going to have an NFT gated customization setup where you can point to a specific NFT collection on the Passage marketplace. We'll work with any of our closed alpha contributors, or we've got basically a selection of creators coming in to contribute to those collections on the Passage marketplace. But you can point to a collection and then allow users to connect their wallet, verify an NFT, and get customizations based off of that NFT, right? So that's how we'll be doing the whole unique Atom customizations. We're going to have 3 fun designs, different collections that we're launching specifically around the Atom experience in the Passage marketplace. And then followed up by, we'll have more community contributors who can create collections for our NFT system. And some of those that we're
That's
talking...
exciting.
Oh, it's really cool. It's really cool. And again...
I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get our designers involved in that. And
Yes.
I think that's another potential income stream for the school.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And again, this is like, for us, this is where I really feel like the value loop connects, because we have a really strong experience here, right? And right now, Unreal Engine kind of acts as our, our editor, our experience authoring platform, right? But we want to close the loop in terms of allowing people to. There's 2 blockchain integrations that are coming during closed alpha that are going to kind of close the loop for creators and teams, I think, which are NFT gating. So being able to allow people to gate an experience based off of holding an NFT or a token, or gating based off of permissions, so that you could have, exclusive experiences. We even want to get to the point where you could actually gate particular areas of the world. So you could have a blueprint that you drop into the world and gate an area of the world based off of, different parameters. But that allows creators to monetize experiences in different ways and have fun with it. But then also allowing people to connect customizations to NFTs. So all that to say, I feel like that's really going to close the loop in terms of creating interactive experiences where there is a unique value flow for creators, where they can say, this is how I want to monetize, this is how I want to allow my community to support what I'm doing, or to make it more personal for them, and things like that. So it is a really exciting kind of next step in the passage, value loop, the whole ecosystem. So very excited for that. We have a couple, so just in terms of roadmap for that, those collections specifically for ATOM will probably launch. We'll have a more detailed outline, but launch beginning of next year with the Cosmos Community Hub. That's where we'd like to kind of show these off and give people a unique place to showcase those customizations. In our Cosmos community calls, which will be happening weekly, we'll have we'll be doing our current community call in the community hub, as well as we'll have additional opportunities for people to hang out in the community hub and test out different interactions from different projects in the Cosmos ecosystem. But then also that's when we'll be launching those first collections as well. We'll probably have some fun stuff for you guys to test in the coming months, even as we're going through closed alpha. So for anybody who wants to kind of try that stuff out firsthand and get the first taste of what we're doing with the customizations, definitely jump into the Passage Discord, because that's where we'll be kind of announcing opportunities to try this stuff out, to test it during our community calls and things like that. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. We have a few we were wrapping up this big integration with the Akash decentralized GPU marketplace, which is done. We're integrating that into the front end. Mike is speccing out some cool updates on the dashboard for just some of the features that we've been wanting to upgrade, as well as some new tools for editing events once they're live, extending events, whatever. We've got a few kind of just quality of life things that we're going to wrap up, and then we're going to be wrapping up the PALS system, which is that avatar customization system. So really excited about that.
Super excited for what you guys have been doing with Akash too, because so much that we're excited to do, but as a no better way to say it, but just small, poor nonprofit, being able to leverage with partners, having more access to creating worlds and having them open longer is going to be really special. 100%.
I really do believe that we are going to democratize compute, right? And really make this a commodity. I think, my thesis has been that we're going to go through the same process with GPU compute that we did with video streaming, right? It used to be prohibitive, and now it's just absolutely a commodity. So a lot of cool opportunities. Beans. Okay, so we've got, I think this world might disappear in
in 1 minute, I believe.
So everybody go make a mad dash for the water, and we'll have an epic
Ryan, good to see you, buddy.
Closing sequence here. Oh wow, we got a great crowd here.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Woo! It echoes underwater.
Nice.
Yeah.